The light on people's faces isn't what it used to be. Warm smiles and kind welcomes have been replaced by the cold glow of a cell phone screen.
I use social media pretty much all the time.
Facebook is like a habitual thing. I think it is for everyone.
I mean, all day, all night, all the time.
In between pretty much every single class, so a lot throughout the day.
I text pretty often, usually because it's my #1 communication method.
I check Facebook a lot, probably about
50 times a day.
I'm constantly checking my account, so basically every 10 minutes.
I mean, I'd be stranded without it.
In fear of rejection, we reject outside interaction. Too timid to tear our eyes away from the comfort beaming out of the palm of our hands.
I've been in an elevator that's going to that's a 40th floor, and the 30 seconds is so daunting that people would rather get their phone out and then check stuff that they don't need to check, just to avoid that small talk.
Also, when you're at the doctor's office or at the airport, people aren't connecting and socializing with the people next to you. All their heads are just down. Every single person down on their phone.
I have a 2-year-old, and we take him to the doctor's office the other day, and there's a 2 or 3-year-old sitting right next to him. He's playing on a tablet, and he, he knows how to do the stuff, and he's pressing buttons.
I've only been teaching 5.5 years, and even in that time, I've noticed a sort of an increasing discomfort with having to sit next to someone that you don't know. There's sort of a saying in teaching at the college level that the very first day you've sort of got to have these getting to know you kind of games or exercises, fun things to do, just so people get comfortable with each other. And once upon a time, that was just a fun thing to do. In a lot of my communication classes now, I think it's an essential thing to do.
Making a small talk is a challenging task because you only have 30 seconds. You want to start it, and then you want to end it on a pleasant note too. So that task is very challenging, and people who are good at it are the ones who are successful in professional level, but also in personal level.
So what's next? Is the concept of a face-to-face conversation eventually going to stop? The young people that I see here, 90% of their life is electronic. Their interactions with friends are all electronic.
My friends are usually on their phones the whole time we're hanging out.
People are constantly on their phones when we're hanging out.
All the time.
In general, people don't really use it with any sort of discretion.
I was out to dinner with a girl recently and she took her phone out, and I was kind of taken aback by that.
It's hard to keep a conversation going with them.
Lost in a world without bounds, a network without restraint, we find ourselves submerged in an addiction to a drug we weren't warned against. An addiction so present, an addiction so strong, we disregard the environment around us, which can go terribly, terribly wrong.
Before my car accident, I was so addicted to my cell phone. It's like, I connect with this boy, I can do this with my friends and schedule this appointment, and I can call this person, and I can take so many pictures off of it and make so many videos. Oh my gosh, this new app, oh I love it, I'm gonna play on it forever. Yeah, so that's how it used to be. Without the social media, I was like, I'm lost.
When I was growing up, we were outside and my mom said, see you at dinner. Not today. We would play. You had maybe 1 or 2 good friends. Now they have hundreds of friends on Facebook because they can communicate, through their phone. So there isn't that personal one-on-one interaction. But then on the other hand, it's fascinating and enriching to meet people from around the world.
My story's told here, but it broadcasted to go everywhere else, and now I want my story to be known. I really want to prevent it, because if people go through what I went through, they wouldn't make it.
We have people from all around the world, I'm not kidding you, who contact us about her story. I just had somebody from South Africa email me and say, we saw your video in South Africa, and you changed our mind about texting and driving. It's so nice to hear that.
On the page is my life journey from the start to now. So I want people to realize what I had to go through to become who I am now.
Destroyed her life, which she's rebuilding, but it's also given her the opportunity to stop it from happening to someone else.
There's no need for fear. It's simply an abused prescription to a generation that is not familiar with the concept of moderation. Used appropriately, it can be the antidote to our social anxiety. Used appropriately, we can defy stereotypes and embrace culture, connect our lines so that we are more than just dots on a map.
It's definitely had an impact on how people interact. You do see folks with their heads down, not looking at what they're doing. You hear about car accidents that are caused because people are looking down at their phones. But I also think it's really expanding how we interact with each other.
Misuse of the technology is certainly possible, right? So you can take a gun and dig a hole, or you can take a shovel and kill a person. Technology could get you away from people, but also it could be a medium to get you better at communicating with people. I think technology gets invented so that people get closer. It helps people, and that's how we should use technology. I think a lot of new invention like smartphone, Facebook, Twitter are here to stay. I don't think they're going away anytime soon.
This is not a fad. People like to be connected to each other, and it's a powerful tool to create connections of people around the world who might not normally interact with each other.
You can literally interact with anyone in any social strata in any industry at any time. There's really no barrier anymore, as long as they're willing to interact back.
So as computer scientists or technologists, it's our responsibility to mold this technology so it fits well with the lifestyle, brings us closer. And that's what we should be focusing on. As opposed to writing off the technology, we should be thinking of how to effectively use them. That helps us.
I think social media has a lot of potential to be a positive force for change and good in the world. And I really encourage people to, if they haven't explored it, to take a look at it and use it as a positive force.
Every move we make and every move we don't sets the course for the future, for the unknown.
It'll be very interesting to see what happens, and I think there'll be a big discussion amongst society in general about just how much social media is too much.
I actually think it's kind of a pendulum. I think there's going to be a swing back to more face-to-face, less screen time.
I think excessive use of any technology is bad. So let it be Facebook, Twitter, or cell phone. We should be spending more time interacting with people face-to-face.
We have the power, the control to keep our society interacting. So the next stranger you see, take in as a friend, look away from your phone, smile. Let's be social again.